Hello, everyone. I wanted to get on here and talk to you about some things that I've seen lately, and I'm hoping that you receive this well. I've been seeing a social experiment in reference to the church and what is going on, where these churches are failing the community. I'm sorry to say it just like that. And I'm not sorry. I'm very unapologetic about my stance in reference to the church. I am a minister of the Lord, and a couple years before the pandemic, the Lord convicted myself and my husband to close down the building. And the reason being is he was just convicting us that we were so distracted by the church building, by the performances, by the stage instead of altars, by, providing for this, for the bills for this. It became overwhelmingly distracting. And the Lord put it in our heart to build big people instead of build big buildings. And I'm seeing such a real wave of exposing. The last 2 years, there's been such exposure of what is happening in the church with perversion, with leaders who are failing people under them, who are failing their leaders. And as a leader, I'm coming on here, and I don't want us all to be clumped in with the church that is failing the people. They are still the church. There is still a remnant there. And I want you to understand, I'm not defending anything that was done. What's wrong is wrong. I mean, people can say it was deceptive how it was done, but at the end of the day, it exposed something real. And the reason we closed it down is because we then opened up what's called a storehouse in several states and in other countries. And people give into tithes and offerings into a church, and it's become for payroll, it's become for stages, it's become for events. And the reality is, when we look at Joseph in the Bible, the storehouses were open everywhere to help in the famine in the world. And that is our calling. We are called to be the storehouse. And so the Lord shifted us from churching to being the church and being out here to help the community. I'm not saying we have enough for everybody, because every church should have a storehouse, especially if they're receiving tithes and offering. And in Deuteronomy, it shows that the tithes and offering were for the orphans, the widows, the foreigners, and the Levites. And Levites are those who serve in the temple. But the reality is all those are mentioned there, and that's not what we're seeing. We need to have a fund to help the community. We need to have this fund and that fund to be able to see what we can do to help somebody. If someone is hungry, in the storehouse, it says, when you bring the tithes and offerings into the storehouse, it's so that there will be food in my house. That's what the Lord says in Malachi 3. And if there is food in his house, that means there should be feeding out of his house. And so I come on here and I want to say sorry. I am sorry that the church is failing all of us. We're looking bad. There's people out here that are really trying to help and really want to show the love of God. And for that, I am sorry. I'm sorry this church or that church have failed you and have failed us as a community of believers. They have failed God. Whether they want to accept it or not, the reality is the tithes and offering are for the storehouse. So when there is a famine, when there is a need, which is where we are at, especially in the United States, is that we can open up the storehouses and help people. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry on behalf of every leader that has failed you in giving you what you needed. We know there's scams. We know that people just want to take advantage. I'm not making excuses for anything. When someone is in need, we do not deny them food, prayer, or anything, or love. And that was something I learned from my mom. So in this season, I ask you to remember that there are people of God out here that are doing real godly work, and not all of us are bad, and not all of us are not going to help you. There's probably people in those churches that were exposed that actually will help. So I say apply grace to the remnant, and I pray for those who got caught up in not providing a simple formula for a baby. Because even if it was fake or not, it exposed a truth. And that it can't deny that it exposed the truth about a church. That social experiment exposed the truth that the church is not doing what they're supposed to. So I pray that you really receive an apology from someone who is a minister of God, who has left church of what it looks like. We do church in the home in different locations. I'm not inviting you to that. What I am truly just telling you is that there's a real conviction to some of us to build people instead of buildings. So I pray you receive this. I pray that those who need food, you get what you need. I bless you and I love you. I'm not here telling you my name. I'm not here soliciting or evangelizing. And of course I want to evangelize. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I have a real pain in my heart from what I'm seeing. And I've seen the videos of that pastor who was like, what's the kind of formula you need? And that's the kind of attitude and heart we have to have for God and for his people. So I bless you and I love you all, and God bless you. Bye. Bye-bye.